Hey guys, it's your ever weird werewolf coming at you. Sorry about the lack of light. It's around 10 something as I'm recording this. And I'm actually on my way over to Price Chopper to get some snack food. Again. So, a couple of new developments. First off, despite what you may have heard on Twitter or various news websites right now, hashtag Cockygate has not come to an end, not yet. There is still a lawsuit going on with Felina Hopkins attempting to sue Terra Crescent, and there is still an issue of trying to figure out if her trademark is valid, which is still going through right now, the TTAB. I don't know what it stands for, honestly, off the top of my head. But long story short, that is still very much an issue that we are dealing with as a writing community. I've also become aware of a few other disgusting developments in the writing community. There is some jackass, Chase Carter, I think his name is. It's either Chase Carter or Carter Chase, who is trying to get people to buy his books and then review them with the promise of giving people jewelry from Tiffany's. This has, of course, kickstarted a new hashtag, Tiffanygate. And yes, it's every bit as disgusting as it sounds. Then you get the big one, and this is one that Susan Tisdale brought up. I'm pretty much echoing her sentiments here because I believe exactly as she does with this. Some idiot is out there scamming people, claiming that she can teach them how to literally make six-figure salaries with no work or effort, claiming that writing one's own book is nothing but a waste of time, and claims that they can teach you how to, quote-unquote, hire ghostwriters for such a low amount you would be ashamed to tell somebody about it. Now, ghostwriters are a thing, something I did not know about for the longest time, and you get what you pay for, honestly. But this woman, I don't know her name. I didn't really think it was that important because it's a scam that she's promoting, and it's disgusting. She really pisses me off. I mean, seriously, we're writers. Writing is what we do. And you're going to say writing a book is a waste of time? I'm going to say coming up with these idiotic scams is a waste of time. The sad part is there are people out there who don't know better who are willing to buy into this in the hopes of getting money fast. There are no shortcuts in the writing world. Believe me, if there were, I would be more than willing to admit that these exist, but they're really not fulfilling no matter what. Now, a ghost writer typically fulfills the function of a writer who is making books at the behest of others who, for whatever reason, believe that they are incapable of doing the writing themselves, but have the idea itself in mind for what the book story or the series story is supposed to be. There is no shame in hiring a ghostwriter. There is shame in scamming the public. And let me tell it this way. Whoever this woman is, she is literally charging something like I'm not sure if it's $2,500, $2,500, or if it's $25,000. Either way, it is not an inconsequential amount of money, and her actions are disgusting. All right? Flat out disgusting. I don't know who this woman is. I don't know why she started this scam, but I swear to God, I hope somebody reports her to the IRS because God only knows she deserves it. All right, and I really hope they throw her away for a long time. And all right, there are just some things you don't do. And scamming people who want to put out a good book series or even a book period is not really something you should do unless you know, well, honestly, let's be honest, most people who would do that are scumbags anyway. There are people out there who want to see their names on a book. There are people out there who think that being a writer is going to automatically bring them hundreds of thousands of dollars. She's literally claiming you can make a six-figure salary doing this crap. She wants to teach people how to cheat the Amazon printing system. Doesn't work. Doesn't work, never will work, and quite frankly, anybody who thinks that they can scam people like this and get away with it forever, they're deluding themselves. So I'm going to say this straight up. Whoever you are, you're a disgusting piece of work, and I hope you end up in jail for the rest of your life. Now, as far as the actual events with Felina Hopkins, we're still trying to figure out exactly what's what. The motion to dismiss has to be filed by I want to say the 23rd of this month, so more than likely it will be done on the 22nd, simply because, as far as I know, courts do not operate on Saturdays, barring extreme emergencies, and whatever we might think of in the writing community, this is not an extreme emergency. But make no mistake about it, it is the actions of a dick, i.e. Felina Hopkins, that has caused this entire issue to even be, well, an issue. So, for those of you in the writing community who are following this on whatever social media you use, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, I should get an Instagram at some point, please keep following the story. Be advised, this has not yet been put to bed. Now, I know a lot of websites have been saying, you know, this is it. It's been put out. That, you know, it's done. It's over. It's finished. No, not even remotely. Not yet. We've still got the trial going. And, more importantly, we've got to deal with the issue of actually getting her trademark canceled. That's the issue that matters most. We get rid of her trademark, we pretty much stop the trial in its tracks. And that's really what we're hoping for, I think. That's what we should be hoping for. Now, I am going to say this once again. Hashtag Cockygate is not finished yet. It is still going on. Oop. And we need to keep up the good fight. We need to get the word out. We need to make sure people are aware of what Ms. Hopkins is doing. We need to make sure that they are aware that... Oops, sorry about that, ma'am. We need to make sure that, long story short, not only does the fight continue against her, but that we make sure that this does not become a threat to the rest of the writing world. There are people out there who think, oh, this is no big deal, it can't affect them, blah, 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 blah. They could not be more wrong. All right, again, this affects everybody. This affects any writer and every writer. There are other idiots out there trying to follow in her footsteps. I mean, there's that one, what's-his-face there, who's trying to trademark Dragon Slayer, among other things. We can't let this keep going. We've got to stop it now. We've got to nip it in the bud. Keep up the good fight, folks. And again, to that weird scammer out there, you're a disgusting person, and I hope to God you get put away for a very long time for taking advantage of the naivete of those people who, A, think that they're actually going to make boatloads of money at a single shot by being a book writer, or that they think that they can do this without really having any real idea of what's going on. All right? To all writers out there, I urge you, when you find other people who are interested in writing books, make sure they know what they're getting into, make sure they understand the risks and rewards. And there are risks and there are rewards. Some people will put out a book and it may not get discovered for years. Look at Bram Stoker. Everybody these days knows Dracula. Back in the day, it wasn't even a modest success. It was maybe, it was maybe one of the smallest sales going on at the time. Long story short, back then, nobody cared. Nowadays, we consider it a perennial classic of the vampire genre. You're not necessarily going to be a J.K. Rowling, a Stephen King, a James Patterson even. You are not necessarily going to make it big overnight. In fact, most cases are you won't. Does that mean you're never going to be successful? Absolutely not. You have the chance to be successful. You just got to keep plugging away at it. You can do it if you persist. That's all that matters. Persist, persist, persist. And try to avoid scammers. Try to avoid anybody who offers you this get-rich-quick scheme. Believe me, it will save you a lot of heartache in the long run. Because people like this, all they want to do is take your money and run. All right? This course that teaches you supposedly how to make 6 figures on an Amazon deal by literally breaking every single rule of Amazon's terms of service and God only knows what else. You're just setting yourself up not only for heartbreak, but possibly for jail time. Don't get too excited if it seems too good to be true. Again, I've said this, other people have said this, I'll say it here and now for everybody again. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Make sure you do your research and you make sure that whoever you're talking to or getting this so-called advice from is reputable. All right? You've got to make sure you know what you're getting into because it can backfire on you. And I really don't think anybody wants that, and I don't want that for any authors out there or any aspiring authors out there. Remember, research, and remember this above all else. You are capable of more than you think you are. All you have to do is persist and apply yourself. Thank you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.